Good morning, Beaumont. I hope you had a good Memorial Day weekend. I know that I certainly did. My band, the Greene Machine, played for a car show, and that was a lot of fun. We got rained on, but we were covered. We did the full 3-hour concert in the rain. And fortunately, they had a large area of covered seating, tables and chairs, so the people also enjoyed the concert underneath that cover, so that was good. And yesterday, of course, we went to church, as is our wont on Sunday, me and my wife and my mom, and we enjoyed that good service over there, talking about the grace of the mighty God in Christ. And then after that, we decided to go meet one of my friends. We'll call him Dave, and his wife. And Dave used to work for a 3-letter agency, and he used to give security briefings to the president. Of course, he spent a lot of time in Europe with one of those 3-letter agencies, so he regaled us with tales of his exploits in Europe. We certainly enjoyed that with he and his wife. Then I came home and spent a little time with my wife, and it was really nice. We enjoyed that. And if you don't often do that with your wife, I'd recommend that you get started. So it was a really good Sunday. And, of course, we finished it up as per normal by going back to church Sunday evening. That's what I did on Memorial Weekend. But I want to remind you that Memorial Weekend is not about the veterans, though I am a veteran. Memorial Weekend is about our brothers and sisters that paid the ultimate price. They went somewhere and did very difficult things and unfortunately did not make it back. So I'd like to start the show today with a reading of the poem Flanders Fields. In Flanders fields the poppies grow, beneath the crosses row on row that mark our place. And in the sky the larks still bravely singing fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow. We loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe, to you from failing hands we throw the torch. Be yours to hold it high, and if you break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep till poppies grow in Flanders fields. I hope that touched you as much as it did me. Now, in other news, at least 2 staffers with the Israeli embassy were shot and killed outside of the Capitol Jewish Museum in Washington, D.C. this week. Reporter Josh Krashauer of Jewish Insider broke the story on X. The 2 Israeli embassy staff that were killed were apparently just leaving, and the person that did the killing shouted out "Free Palestine" repeatedly while being escorted out by the police. After the shooting came inside the museum saying he saw it and needed water and a safe space, and then he whipped out a keffiyeh and yelled "Free Palestine" a bunch of times before being escorted out by the police. Danny Danon, Israel's ambassador to the UN, called the shooting a depraved act by an anti-Semitic terrorist. The fatal shooting took place outside the event at the Jewish Museum. Harming the Jewish community is always crossing a red line. We are confident that the U.S. authorities will take strong action against those responsible for this criminal act, and Israel will continue to act routinely to protect its citizens and representatives anywhere in the world. Ted Deutsch, the CEO of the American Jewish Committee, called it an unspeakable act of violence, which it is. Said, "We are devastated that this took place outside the venue. At the moment, we wait for more information from the police as to exactly what happened." According to Medialite, the police have been questioning a person of interest and have advised people to avoid the area. The media staging is happening inside the Metropolitan Police Headquarters on 4th Avenue. I am told that the young people that were killed were apparently lovers and were planning to get married. A popular Gen Z TikTok creator with millions of followers praised the deadly shooting of the 2 Israeli diplomats, called the gunman a resistance fighter, joining other far-left groups that have justified and excused and openly celebrated the attack. Social media personality Guy Christensen known online as, quote, your favorite guy, unquote, posted a video voicing support for Elias Rodriguez, the man accused of killing the 2 embassy employees during a private event. He said, I do not condemn the elimination of the Zionist officials. Of course, he's since deleted that. But this is a serious problem. And this goes back to what I talked about on the Saturday show with Harvard. Harvard University has been promoting anti-Semitism for some period of time. And this is the result of that. You've got to understand that the Muslim community that wants to eliminate the Jews, when they say from the river to the sea, what they mean is they want to completely kill every man, woman, and child of Jewish extraction all the way from the Jordan River to the sea. This is called genocide. This is what they want. And that is the problem with Islam, because you must kill the infidel where you find him. And that is a critical part of Islam that cannot be removed. It cannot be reversed. And so when you have people like these major Ivy League universities that are promoting anti-Semitism under the name of free speech, this is what you get. And this should never have happened. Yaron Lashinsky and Sarah Milgram were attending the event. And as I mentioned, they were lovers. They were planning on getting married. Well, they won't get married now, will they? So, being shot and killed by gunmen yelling Free Palestine, and then to get all of this widespread support for doing it. Lashinsky, though he was a Jew, was also a Christian, and he worked in the political department of the Israeli embassy in Washington, and he was a passionate advocate for peace through deterrence and moral clarity. This is a serious, serious problem. Now, for those of you that want to, quote, Free Palestine and you love Islam, I ask you, where are the great Islamic hospitals around the world? Where are the great Islamic breakthroughs in pharmacology and in science? Where are the great Islamic carrier ships that go around supporting other countries that are having deep problems? The truth is, you know that Islam only knows one thing. They know how to kill, they know how to break, they know how to destroy, but they do not know how to live. And that's why if you go to Israel today, and on the Israeli side, it's beautiful, looks like any American city, well, a clean American city. And you go across the line into the Palestinian area, and it looks like the city dump, or only worse. Why? It's the difference in the attitudes between the Jews and the Muslims. You know, every Jewish mother hopes that her son is going to grow up to be a great doctor or a scientist or a rabbi or a lawyer. Every Islamic mother hopes that her son will die killing many Jews. How do you live with that dichotomy? The problem with Islam, which is making huge inroads here in Texas, and I've talked about it, there's 3 major communities that are going to operate under Sharia law. Islam is not compatible with society, because Islam requires the killing of the infidel where you find him. That's unrepentant. You've got to understand the difference between a good Muslim and a bad Muslim. A bad Muslim doesn't wear a hijab. A bad Muslim may not cover her hair. But a good Muslim will kill you, and they will kill you where they find you. Now, the bad Muslim probably wouldn't kill you, but he's happy to write the check for those people that would. So I'm just telling you, I condemn this in the strongest possible terms. And Yaron Lashinsky and his fiancée, Miss Milgram, they were wonderful young people, and they were doing the right thing, and they were doing it for the right reasons. And now they will never be married. They will never have children. They'll never have grandchildren. And why? They were killed because of Islamic hatred. And if you allow Islam to take root in your community, they will eventually reach the 10% critical level, at which point they will then begin to take over. They will run for political office, and they will destroy you. Now this. You know, we need people to remember us and think good things about us every day. We We need to give gifts to friends, loved ones, and customers, and that's why you need to go see my friends Brian and Christina at crazynestcreations.com. There you will find amazing custom t-shirts, coffee mugs, and incidentals that are going to make their day. You can find a t-shirt for your honey from the great Stylized Owl collection, or something for your friend or client or customer to cement your relationship for years to come. Don't forget, you have to get reelected to be grandma, grandpa, aunt, or uncle of the year, and that requires gifts. So crazynestcreations.com gives you an inexpensive way to engender warm and loving feelings for a lifetime. crazynestcreations.com, crazynestcreations.com, crazynestcreations.com. Go there today. Get those goodies for your friends, loved ones, and clients. You won't regret it, and they're going to remember you. Freedom1300.com doesn't run on sunshine and well water, my friends. We need you. First of all, please share this show and the station on all of your social media. The Golden Triangle is on the cusp of the best decade in history, and we need you to be part of it. We need you to advertise right here on Freedom 1300 AM in Beaumont. If you are the best at what you do and your client base is in the Golden Triangle or southwestern Louisiana, this is the place for you to be advertising. It's inexpensive and affordable. Call me, Doc, today at 281-914-1331 and join the team at AM 1300. We still need a major sponsor with studio naming rights. We need a sponsor for the 1 hour show every Saturday. You can call Doc at 281-914-1331 and get in on the ground floor with AM 1300. Be sure to tell your friends at church, Rotary, at BMI, the Lions, the Eagles, the American Legion, and the VFW. AM 1300 is the place to be. Meanwhile, in the most successful city in the United States, that would be Chicago, and they're successful on this level. They have the highest crime rate of any city in America. They have a huge deficit. And, of course, they are the murder capital of the world. But their mayor, Brandon Johnson, said the Trump administration reflects the country club. And he was upset that the Justice Department is looking into the fact that he hires only black people to run his administration. I hate to say this, but that doesn't seem to be a good measure, just hiring black people, because their city is absolutely failing. What we need is people to be hired on merit, and it doesn't matter what color their skin is, or there are competent black people, but a guy like Mayor Johnson would never hire one of those. Well, anyway, that's going to do it for me today. Thank you guys for being part of the show, and don't forget to be grateful to the veterans who made the ultimate sacrifice on this Memorial Day. You have a choice, and you chose Freedom 1300.